All right, we are live. Welcome to the HTM Hackers Hangout. It's April 7th, and it just so happens that my kids walked in the door, so you're probably going to hear them in the background since they just got home from school. There they are. Kids, birds, dogs, just ignore all that stuff. I wanted to talk about a couple things, and then we've got Glenn Gassner on here. Maybe he wants to talk about a couple things. We'll see. But let me run through my list first. Just as an update, some of the things that I've been doing. One is, if you're on HTM Forum, you've noticed I've created a buttload of new topics that aren't really new. They're old topics that I'm moving from the old GitHub Wiki for NuPIC and putting them into discourse. So I wanted to try and clean up all of the surface area of all the possible documentation and sources for information for NuPIC. So I am trying to deprecate this old wiki, clean up all the content, delete the things that are all obsolete, and move the things that I think might be valuable into HTM Forum, where we can continue to discuss them just like we do any other forum posts. But they'll still be wiki, so anybody can edit them. That is ongoing. I think I'm pretty close. I got a few more wiki pages to figure out what to do with, but I'm almost done. So if you're getting a bunch of annoying notifications and emails, that's almost over. So thank you for hanging in there. Hey, Marcus, thanks for joining. I was just discussing the wiki migration that I'm doing right now, and I think I'm done discussing that. I'm almost done. The other thing I wanted to note, if you didn't notice it, there's a really, I think, interesting discussion between me and Jeff on our YouTube channel. Just search for HTM Chat with Jeff Hawkins or something. And I sat down with Jeff for about an hour and a half and just talked about sensory motor inference theory, how it fits in with existing HTM theory, and we had a really nice conversation. I broke it out into a playlist with like 8 videos or something. So if you haven't seen that, hopefully you can check that out. If you understand, current HTM theory, it'll add to your understanding of what we're looking forward to doing in the near future. Another thing, since Marcus was here, we talked last time a lot about temporal sequences and trying to identify and extract them. And something I totally missed and I've realized since that last discussion is basically what I'm talking about is temporal pooling. When I want to do this, I want to identify these sequences. I think that's temporal pooling. So it's not something that we can do right now in the current state of NuPIC, I think. But I was thinking about it a lot, specifically because of all the thought we've been having on sensory motor and object storage in that same sort of structure. So I just wanted to clarify that. And the last thing on my things to talk about is we're making good progress, I think, towards a NuPIC 1.0. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year. I don't know, I'm not going to give any promises, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen this year. I'm spending a bunch of time on documentation. We're putting a quick start guide in. We're renaming things as we're writing the documentation. If something doesn't look right or it seems fishy or there's an API that shouldn't be exposed, that's the only way to do something. We are fixing that stuff as we go along so we can have a nice example of how to do this with each different API that we expose in a clean way. So it includes also more name changes that will be coming. So the code base is going to rock a little bit over the next few months as we clean this stuff up, so we can present a nice, clean signature, API signature to the public. And that's primarily what I'm going to be working on over the next couple months. I really want to get the API cleaned up and documented so that when we go 1.0, we can say so without any hesitation that we're ready to go 1.0. Other than that, I'm still working on HTM School episodes, but I haven't done anything except think since the last episode, so I'm not really ready to work on it yet. I'm still thinking about it. That is all from me. Let's go to Marcus and Austin first. If you guys have anything, now's your chance to talk.
Nope, I'm just living the research life.
I won't ask. Okay. How about Glenn? Did you have anything you want to talk about?
I just want to thank everybody over at Numenta for all the questions you answer on the forums, everything you answer in each Hacker Hangouts. Like, I've asked so many questions and gotten so many answers. My mind is blown that you guys are so nice about this stuff. And sooner or later, I will have a finished project and I will pay you back, but it's still going to be a little while. That's it.
You're welcome. Yeah, that is wonderful to hear. Thanks for saying so, Glenn. It's not a thankless job. Yeah. Karthik, anything you want to talk about since you're online? Might not have a mic on, but.
You're muted, regardless.
I'm muted. Well, I think he sometimes just joins in to listen, which is fine. I don't see any comments. Let me just check the YouTube page real quick. I see Chandon is on the YouTube page. What are the objectives of NuPIC 1.0? Any plans to launch on TensorFlow? Okay, so that's from Chandon. Am I still online here? Yeah, okay. No plans to integrate with TensorFlow except what the community wants to do. Hi, Chandon. Any plans to launch on TensorFlow? Hey. So now you should turn off the YouTube page. Chandon, am I still online here? Yeah. I'm gonna mute you until you can get your YouTube channel turned off. Same thing does happen to me. So I'll try and address your question. No, Numenta is not planning to write any integrations with TensorFlow, but I know that there's some work on that in the community. So somebody out there might. I think we've done a little investigation, but we don't need it at the moment to do it. So we're not working on it right now. And the objectives for 1.0, I think I wrote this like years ago. But it was, we've done a lot of them. The main thing was to extract the C++ from the Python, which we've done, and I think we have a really nice, clear distinction there. Got all our Swig stuff over on the C side, I think, so we have a Python-only code base. I think that was a requirement. I think we're in good shape for that. We've got a clean dependency from NuPIC to NuPIC core, so that's good. And the other things or serialization, which we're closing in on, and that involves getting rid of our current pickling architecture or scheme for serializing things and putting in something more platform independent. We're doing cap and P. We've been working on that for a while. There's still some more work to do, but we're not going to go 1.0 until we have this independent serialization format. And the last thing I would say is API cleanup and documentation, which is what I've been working on. So those three things. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Great.
I think another important thing to point out about a 1.0 release would be stability. And I don't mean stability of the code, at runtime. I mean changes in the APIs and stuff like that. So you have some more concrete barriers between different components, and we'll be more mindful of breaking changes and stuff like that.
That's a very good point. It would be great if we could all spend some time to look at the current API and look for the fragility in it. Because maybe there's ways that we can save ourselves a lot of work in the future by doing that work right now. That's a good point. Because once we go 1.0, you can't go back. And if we have to make breaking changes, we don't want to make breaking changes unless we absolutely have to. So that's it from us. I think we are done with this HTM Hackers Hangout in less than 10 minutes. So I really appreciate you guys joining.
Chandon has another question this time to the Hangout.
Oh, I see it now. No, it is not live. Well, why don't you answer this, Marcus?
I'd say that there are a series of experiments that are that have been just quietly posted to NuPIC research, and that's going to continue. But presenting these and deciding how to talk about it publicly is just that can be very time consuming, and it's just not something we're spending time on right now. So we have NuPIC research that you can watch the commits there and just kind of run the scripts that are there. And I have one that I'm hoping to upload soon, a pretty cool experiment I did, but I'm not going to really talk about it. It's there, you can look at it.
And we just don't want to be misleading and honestly don't have the time to spend to communicate properly. But when we have something that we think is important, I think that you'll hear about it. Okay, cool. Anything else from anybody? All right, gripes, complaints. All right, everybody, take care. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you guys on the HTM forum.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Bye, guys.